India is just not like any other country. It amazes me, but it also at the grassroots level gets to be very unique. Can you imagine a country talking in 2000 languages, speaks in about 15? A country that, even though the alien world called it half-naked fakirs and uncivilized, we taught the world how to count 1 to 10. Now, forget all that, but coming back to today, we find it very interesting. There are thousands of temples strewn all over the place, all over. Each temple has a significance, each temple. Suddenly I stalked upon a temple that was built by a son for his father's soulmate. Today, if I were to have a girlfriend or a soulmate or anybody with whom I spent a little extra time or showed a little extra affection, my children will not like her. My wife will take the gun to shoot her down. This is reality. But here is a situation where the son builds a temple for his father's girlfriend soulmate. Now, who is the son? Emperor. Emperor Rajendra Chola, the man who conquered, travelled up to the Ganges, up to Cambodia from southern India and captured these countries. He builds a temple for the great Raja Cholan, the one who built the Bragadishwara temple, his soulmate. Now, coming back to Rajendra Cholan and why he does this, it's, I think, the only temple built for a woman in the country. The only temple. Not because she was the emperor's soulmate, but look at that lady. When Rajendra Chola is busy building the Bragadishwara temple, called the big temple in Tanjore in southern India, the Sri Lankan force decide to conquer him and wage war on him. Therefore, he is forced to stop the temple work. Normally, when we are doing Shiva, any temple, we don't stop the work. It's supposed to be not a good sign to stop temple work. So Rajendra Chola, Raja Chola says, I'll stop the temple work and go to war. Then his ministers advise him, why do you have to stop? You send your son. After all, he is also been ordained, so let him go and fight the war. So Raja Chola says, he's used to fighting on land, not on water. He has to cross the waters to go to Sri Lanka. So his soulmate, called Panjavan Mahadevi, says, I will accompany the prince. I will go as a support. So everybody laughs. If she goes with the prince, Rajendra Chola, he'll have to fight only with one hand because he'll have to protect her in the other. For which he tells the ministry, one hand is more than enough for my prince to fight the Sri Lankans. He can knock down from the Himalayas to Cape Kong. What a great thing to say. And then when they set sail, she takes another ship and she sails behind him. Just before Rajendra Chola is about to jump onto the Sri Lankan soil, she stops him and she tells him, do not even swallow your own saliva in the enemy's land before we conquer them and our flag is flying there. Because I do not want history to document that the great Raja Chola's son, Rajendra Chola, quenched his thirst on an alien soil. So she says, I have brought food, I have brought waters from our land. It is here. When you are thirsty, do a double beat of your sword. I'll understand you need water. I will bring water, our water from our Chola land and feed you with water. This was the pride of being a Chola. Her pride was her friend, the Rajendra Chola, Raja Chola. So, no wonder Rajendra Cholan, when he became emperor, he built a temple called Panjavan Mahadevi very close to Kumbakonam, just 14 kilometers from Kumbakonam. In case something takes you to Kumbakonam, you must visit her temple. It is the only temple built for a woman.